Hi, welcome to today's video. I'm definitely going to keep this as short as possible because this is a very chatty video. It is long, she is chatty, she is cute, she's fun. I love her personally. One of the main reasons is because I think that I let you all in my life a little bit on what's going on, what's been up with me mentally. I give some updates that are just a little bit more personal, as well as just where I'm at creatively, and then I take you all along with me on kind of like a day in my life of tattooing. So I do tattoo in this video. It is towards the end, so make sure you stick around for that. But for the most part, I have just been really seeking a lot deeper inwardly and trying to, just better understand myself. I'm going back to the artist way. That's always extremely helpful and encouraging during weird seasons like this. So anywho, I hope this video finds you well. I hope it encourages you. I hope it inspires you. And overall, I hope that we get to connect a little bit more. So since I yapped the entire video, I'm going to shut up now, but enjoy the footage. Good morning. If it is morning when you are watching this, it is currently Thursday, February 13th. It is 8:35. I did some morning pages to kind of warm up for the day. Beau was not feeling too good this morning, so he woke me up at 7 a.m., which I personally just feel terrible for him. He's feeling much better now. But on the bright side, I have been wanting to wake up early for a while now, and it got me up early. So I have started my day early, which I'm so thankful for. I've been wanting to wake up at 7 or try and get started in work by like, I don't know, 8:30, 9, which today I clocked in extra early because I was just ready, but I want to do a morning workout, which I did not do this morning, but I'm just taking it a little gently because I woke up pretty abruptly and I just need to take today slow. I'll get into all of that in a second, but you may have seen me signing. I have the Patreon rewards for February. I drew this up on my iPad. I really love the stamps that have like a big giant block and then I carve out the negative space. I really enjoyed making this stamp. I love the way that it turned out. It just looks so, just kind of like a vintage floral print, which I don't know, I love it. So that is the reward for this month for Patrons. I will be mailing them out between today and tomorrow. I'm hoping I'm just gonna get them all out today, but I am just trying to take it easy. Something, if you've been around for a while, you may know I'm usually pretty vulnerable about my journey with mental health, my journey with therapy, etc. I think it's just so important in a day and age where we're all so isolated and we're always indoors and we're always just online. I think it's very important to be vulnerable on the internet because I think we get fed these false realities in so many people's lives. And of course, yes, you have to be careful what you share online and you shouldn't share everything. But I am, I feel that I need to be vulnerable in this area because I do think it can help so many people. Those of you that also don't know, I got my bachelor's in communication and conflict with a minor in sociology. I'm very passionate about psychology and sociology, really the study of how we work as individuals and how we function as a society. And if you know me personally, you know that it is very difficult for me to not psychoanalyze every single relationship and connection that I make. Sometimes knowledge is not power, sometimes knowledge is a weakness in certain areas, and I tend to overthink and see things deeper, understand things on a different perspective, and that's not everyone's cup of tea. And I also just think that every person is entitled to autonomy and all of that stuff. So I think I'm learning how to just let things kind of be and all of that kind of stuff. But with me personally, it's very difficult to let go of certain things that I feel or any of that stuff. And it's weird because I might know what I'm doing. So for example, I can see it in someone else and just be like, oh, it's a simple little minor adjustment, whatever. But when it comes to me, because I know what it is, but I'm the one experiencing it, I kind of feel like two people. I feel like one part of me knows what I'm dealing with and knows how to get through it, but the other half of me is stuck in whether it's like trauma or patterns. So it's like these two versions of me are like colliding. And it's really difficult to get through, and I get into like this like decision paralysis because I'm seeing too many avenues, I'm seeing too much, and I need an outsider perspective, essentially, which is typical, but I'm just over explaining for the sake of vulnerability. So I have just been stressed to a degree and a level that feels completely unmanageable. And on one hand, it feels embarrassing because I do feel like I'm a part of a generation. I don't even know. I'm not really sure how to go about explaining this, but essentially, I don't want to like, I guess I feel like I'm a part of a generation where this is not everyone. This is just, on the media side of things, social media, media in general. Sometimes you see things and it feels kind of like my generation is the boy who cried wolf, in a sense. Just constantly finding something wrong or something with everything. And it's like, I just kind of feel like, number one, that social media is draining the life out of me again. And I want to do a drop in March, in the beginning of March, so I need to finalize some of my designs between, tomorrow and the beginning of next week. But I'm like struggling with that drop because I just want to get off of social media. I've been wanting to film, but I haven't had the capacity to sit in front of a camera and talk or share what I'm doing or even have the energy to really do much. Like I signed these, I'm gonna pack them up and mail them today, but then literally the rest of the day, I also have some art that I want to hang up. I'm just not sure where I'm going to put it yet, or if I'm going to put it in my living room. I'm not sure. It's really cool. I can't wait to show you. But other than that, I'm going to be editing all day. I edit for my brother's YouTube channel, iCube. It's all things cubing. He started cubing literally like a year ago this month, I believe. He solved his first cube and now he is sub 10 seconds. So he is like really just like passionate about it, and it's so cool to watch and I love it so much. I'm giving a little bit of a plug. His videos inspired me so much. I was not into the cube. My brain does not work that way. I am not very into like puzzles or things like that. I did realize that I'm into patterns, and that is why his beginner method actually inspired me, because there's just a lot of like patterns in it, and I ended up solving the cube for the first time. Not only just solving the cube, but I can now solve in under a minute. I am consistently in the 50-second mark, sometimes 40 seconds, and my all-time record is a 38-second solve, which still blows my mind. Anywho, so if you want to pick up a hobby to do with your hands and you need some help, I highly encourage going over to his YouTube. He's coming out with an intermediate method now. That is the videos that I'm going to be editing. He has some lo-fi, like chill and listen to lo-fi and solve with him or warm up with me, things like that. It's just a really, really fun time. It's very, very cool. And it kind of gets us doing things with our hands again, which is, I think, so needed when we're so used to just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. But anyway, I digress. I guess I just wanted to sit down and really just talk about where I'm at, because I've been wanting to be extremely consistent with filming. And of course, I'm still filming and I'm still putting things up on YouTube. YouTube is my favorite social media platform at the moment. I just feel like the community is a lot more, reliable and connected than other socials. I think short form content can kind of cause us to be a little bit more disconnected, more, just at arm's length. I think YouTube kind of allows us to feel like we're delving into people's lives a little bit closer, which I personally love. But yeah, I guess all in all, to get to the point, because it's taken me forever, I'm going back to therapy. And it's interesting because I have stopped and gone back and stopped and gone back a couple of times now. I'm realizing the more that happens, I mean, it's probably been like a year and a half since I've been, but the more life you experience, the more, you work on certain tools in therapy and you use them. I don't go to therapy to just feel good or get someone's approval or things like that. I really love my therapist. I think she challenges my belief systems. She challenges my values and where I got them from, and really allows me to kind of see things from a bird's eye view and help give me perspective, and then give me tools on my belt to navigate from seeing it from a bird's eye view. It's kind of like watching it on a GPS. Like when you're sitting here in the car, you might not know how to get an hour away from your house. But if you're seeing it from a bird's eye view, you see kind of how to navigate it. So I feel like she helps me get that kind of perspective and gives me the tools to walk along the journey and, navigate it essentially. But I just kind of feel like I'm hitting that wall again where I'm a little stuck. I'm dealing with some different factors, some out of my control, some in my control. It's one of those things where I think I just need a second perspective. She specializes also in EMDR therapy, which is something about eye movement. I can't remember right now, and I do not feel like Googling it, but it takes what is stored in like the trauma, emotional subconscious and puts it in the logical thinking part of your brain, and you're able to logically process what happened. Everything's stored in the body, so it's also a lot of like body work, body-mind connection, stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna have a little check-in session with her. I'm going today, and we're just gonna go from there, kind of see what sessions I need, what's the priority, what am I really dealing with, because right now it feels all connected. Literally everything just feels connected, and it feels like it's like impairing my regular day-to-day life, and that's kind of when you know that it's time to have a little bit of a check-in and just like, recenter. I feel like I've used all the tools that she's given me, and I think I just need a little push in the right direction. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm dealing with. And I do not want to be on social media. So I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful of that, realizing how drained I am and how much I need to just go touch some grass, which today is a super gloomy day. So I was going to sit outside, but my allergies are also really bad. I live in Florida, so it's already basically spring. There's pollen everywhere. And yeah, so that's where I am. I'm trying to just keep moving forward while acknowledging where I'm at, not trying to let it, stunt me too much. And I think that's why I'm going back to therapy, because I think it's stunting me a little more than it should be. And that's where I feel like that two split type thing, where it's like I'm recognizing what it's doing, but I can't ignore how exhausted my mind and body are. So it's like I know that it shouldn't be. Something's off. Something is off, the fact that it is affecting me this much when like I'm logically trying to think it through. I have marker on my finger and I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from. Like, I have it on my other finger too, and I just got it on my pants. Like, where is it coming from? Anyways, I know this is like a long talking portion, but I also just felt like maybe it was somewhat relatable. I've been watching a lot of, I think it's pronounced Lee Chutz. I'll put the handle here, but she literally just has videos where her videos are like an hour and a half long, and it's really nice to just have on the background when you're working or creating something. It's almost like a podcast, but she just kind of talks a lot about her life and her insight, and then obviously it's like she goes through her draw with me, she waters plants and talks, like just really, really cool stuff. And if there's one thing about me, I love some vulnerability on the internet. It can be scary, but I just think it's a place where we all can feel somewhat seen, while also, moving forward productively with our lives and just taking it as like, okay, I'm not alone. Because The loneliness epidemic is insane. I feel like that's the only thing podcasts are talking about. The only thing that people are really discussing now is just like how far off we got. And it really did start in 2020. And I cannot believe it's been 5 years since the pandemic started and how much things have changed. We live in a crazy, crazy, crazy time. And I think that being on social media is one of the things that you can be informed, but 9 times out of 10, social media is not sharing anything that isn't gonna scare the life out of you. You know, it's gonna just put anxiety deep into your core, and it's just hard to function, quite frankly. So I just feel like if we go outside, touch some grass, we all might feel a little bit better. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be mindful. I still want to do my drop on March, which date TBD. I think it's going to be the first or second week of March. And it's going to be on either a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So far it's looking like a Friday. I did a little poll voting thing on Instagram, and it's looking like Friday might be the best. So I'll keep you posted. I might even decide in this video later on, but as of right now, I don't know. And then on top of all of this, I have been devastated that CapCut hasn't been working. I finally found a great editing software like CapCut and found like my perfect routine of how to edit. I had all my presets saved, and just with everything going on, now I had to learn a whole new editing software. I'm using DaVinci Resolve, and it is a beast. A beast. It's a beast. And I don't have time for beast right now, okay? I am my own beast. No, but for real, yeah. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna be editing the rest of the day, so I won't really be filming much, but you will see whatever I decide to put next. But thank you so much for sitting in, taking the time to listen. It means the absolute world. I hope you are doing well. I truly hope you're doing well, and I will keep you updated. I hope this little vulnerability helps you feel a little bit more seen and a little bit more connected to this little community we got going on. But I shall talk to you in a bit. Good morning. I am really trying to do some research, figuring out how to best shoot in my camera. I shoot with a Sony a6400, and I am just having a lot of issues. I shoot in S-Log because I noticed that like my lights were like way too overexposed, and like my lighting has just been really difficult. But now I'm really struggling with like color grading, and I'm trying to figure out if it's worth it to just keep shooting in this mode. I keep noticing that I have like flashes of like the magenta and the green going back and forth with like just my clips in general. So I just watched a video. I'm hoping this setup works best. I think I complained about this in my last clip, but it's like I literally have to figure out how to edit in a whole new software now. So I am just really investigating when it comes to filming and editing my videos. I'm trying to just like take it bit by bit because I don't want to get like overwhelmed and then not enjoy it anymore. But it's definitely been stressful, to say the least. And all of my footage, like I've just been putting out whatever footage I have the best I have it, because I don't want to like shoot a bunch of footage and like waste it just to edit it and try and figure it out. I'd rather just use the footage, and if it's not that good, it's not that good, and that's okay. So I'm just bringing you along that little journey so you understand my frustration and what I'm going through. Not that big of a deal. First world problems for sure. Just your average Joe complaining about things that literally don't matter. Anyway, so it's been a couple of days. It is Tuesday, February 18th. I'm trying to really figure out what I want to do today. I need to get a better plan in place on a weekly schedule, because as of right now, I just kind of wake up and do whatever I feel inspired to do. But sometimes that leads me to feeling a little bit blocked because I don't really have a plan or things that I'm looking forward to executing. And I also noticed I edited the video, I edited the footage from me just like yapping in my last clip, and I realized how like disconnected my thoughts are. Like, there was a lot of things I wanted to say that I just didn't get around to because I was jumping so much because everything was so unorganized in my brain. I thought that was very interesting to watch back, but maybe I'll update you in the fullness later. My first therapy session did go really, really well. I got a lot out of it. Kind of had like a game plan of like what we're gonna start with and kind of where we're gonna go from there, which is lovely. I am in week 4 of the Artist Way. Those of you that know, I went through the Artist Way back in 2023, beginning of 2024. Completely changed my life. I'm going back through it again with my friend, and having someone to discuss it with has been like such a game changer. I love like just, you know, hearing what each of us are getting through the weeks and stuff like that. I'm taking it a little bit slower, not like each week. I'm not doing that exact week. But yeah, so I'm in week 4 and I finished the reading yesterday. I'm going to be doing the task the rest of the week. And I thought at some point, whether I'm doing like crafts or something, doing like a little bit of a voiceover of some like key points that I've gotten out of it so far, especially since I am officially a quarter? No, I am 1/3 of the way through. So I feel like now would be a really good time to check in and talk through some things. Other than that, I've also been doing a lot of illustrating. This is a couple that I have illustrated. You may have seen them on Instagram. I am really loving the illustration process. These have taken me, the moon stayed up with her, took me about, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 hours. And then the night pond took me about 4 to 5 hours. It's really just the shading mostly. Like the outline is always like the easiest part. It's just really like doodling and drawing, but like the shading and bringing depth into it is what is taking the longest. I have a lot of inspiration from Where the Wild Things Are, and of course Abigail E. Pinner. I love her so much, and I have one print that came. I wanted to change a lot of the colors though, so I hung it up just to kind of like have it there and see how it looked, and I very much wanted to change the colors, so I just reordered another one, and that'll be coming sometime, I don't know, probably next week. I also have another item that I'm really excited about. I'm hoping it turns out the way that I'm wanting, but I am needing to finalize all of my designs for the March drop, the shop update that I'm going to be doing in March. So that's what I need to do this week. Just finalize everything, make sure I get anything ordered if I need things ordered, and all of that stuff. So very exciting. There's also a plant shop that is near me, and they just opened up maybe like 4 months ago. It is like the absolute cutest plant shop I've ever seen, and it's on like my side of town. I'm around Orlando, but I usually have to travel like a good amount to get to like the actual city where I do a lot of things at. But yeah, so I'm really excited that my area has got a cute little plant place, but I'm gonna be doing a little pop-up with them in the end of March. That'll be exciting as well, and I'll have all of my new goodies. But yeah, anyways, the only thing I have planned for today so far is to switch out these art prints on this wall, take you all along with me. I just got some big posters of Cap Coleman. He's basically the godfather of American traditional tattooing, and I just felt like it would be nice to have that up. I think it would give me a good reminder to stay focused on what I really want to do, because I've had a really hard time committing to tattooing. I want to tattoo so badly, but the pressure that I'm like committing to essentially is what's kind of throwing me over the edge, like being responsible for people's bodies, and I'm really nervous about being a beginner, which I already have a friend that has agreed to let me tattoo him, so that's great. And it's someone that I know that is going to be cool with whatever I create, so that just makes me feel really good about having like a first little client. But it's very nerve-wracking, I have to say. Like, I am very nervous about it, and this is another reason why I'm going back to therapy, but I just can't really handle anyone saying mean things about me or talking behind my back or things like that. I'm a little raw in that area, if I'm being completely honest. I'm very nervous about that, and I think I'm going to be extremely picky when it comes to what clients I feel comfortable tattooing and what clients I don't feel comfortable tattooing, and that just is what it is. If I'm going to pursue tattooing, then I definitely want to make sure that I honor what I can and can't do and be honest with everyone about what I can and can't do. And I think just like in the tattoo world, I've seen so many people do the traditional apprenticeships where like you have to tattoo anyone and everyone, you have to tattoo whatever they want. I personally don't want that. That's going to exhaust me. I don't want to just be a tattoo artist. I love what I do right now. I just want to have flexibility in my schedule like I do right now and take tattoo clients on the side. And I would probably only be doing flash, which would means like my own pre-designed tattoos that you can choose from, etc. I don't think I'm going to be taking any customs. I'm probably going to stick to just arms and legs. I don't think I'm going to feel super comfortable doing any other parts of the body. So I'm definitely not going to be like your traditional tattoo artist that just kind of does anything and everything. I want to do what I want to do, and I love that I have the ability to do that, and I just want to take a little bit more control when it comes to what I'm putting on other people's bodies, how I'm doing it, and who I'm putting it on. And that's just me basically explaining that here because I think that I just hear a lot of horror stories. The more that I get into tattooing, the more of like the horror stories that I hear, and it definitely is not the most encouraging, but it's good to know because I think it's allowing me to like go ahead and set up my boundaries now. I don't just want to be a tattoo artist. I want to be an artist that also does tattoos. So, anywho, another mini rant. This vlog is very chatty, but I hope you're enjoying it nonetheless. So let's hang up some posters. I don't even know how I'm going to arrange them yet. I really want to hang up my newest like large scale piece with the chains and stuff. I'll show you like a little glimpse of it. You probably know what I'm talking about, but I think I might save that for my living room. I'm not sure. I just don't know if it's gonna really fit on this wall, if I'm being totally real. But anywho, I'm gonna stop yapping. Hello, good morning. I am not gonna be on here for long, so don't worry, it's not gonna be another yap session. I wanted to let you all know what I'm going to be doing today. Let me put the shade up a little bit more on my window so that I have a little bit more light. Okay, that's better. Anywho, let me take a sip of coffee. Today I am tattooing and I'm very excited about it. It's been a minute since I have tattooed. I did it last month in January, and if I am going to tattoo someone by the end of the year, I can't be tattooing once a month. I need to develop a consistent schedule. I want to be tattooing weekly, if not once a week, twice a week, Honestly, if I'm gonna be taking it seriously, I should find time to do it at least 2 to 3 times a week just to get the practice under my belt. I will be tattooing this like wheat long grass today. I already have the stencil on. It's a little bit lighter. I tried a new technique because getting stencils on fake skin is very difficult. It's a craft in and of itself. I'm not going to be filming probably the entire thing because I really want to focus on just tattooing and having fun. And I think constantly having to think about the camera or the camera angle or if my camera's overheating, etc. Ignore my dog drinking water. But yeah, so it's just a lot to think about to film it. Now I understand why I always try and find like YouTubers who are tattoo artists, and I really understand how difficult it is to film and tattoo at the same time just because of the focus. So yeah, I get it now. But I want to bring you all along as much as possible, especially while I'm tattooing on fake skin. Once I start tattooing clients, I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult to film because one, nerves, and it's gonna take me a minute to kind of get over that. And then number two, I don't want to take up more time with the client by moving my camera around and getting different angles. So anywho, I also didn't explain the meaning behind these posters of Cap Coleman. But anywho, so to give a little backstory of Cap Coleman, he is the godfather of American traditional tattoos. Literally ignore Bo. He is trying to play. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's so silly. Anyway, but yeah, he's known as the godfather of American traditional tattooing. That is one of the most popular tattoo styles. It's kind of like the OG tattoo world. But he kind of spearheaded that style and a lot of different things. He was born in the 1800s. He started tattooing in like 1912, I think. Fun fact, I just found this out. He was originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, which is like right next to where I was raised as a kid in Indiana. We lived in like the tri-state area where it's like right in the middle of Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. So literally Cincinnati was just like probably more like 30 minutes now that I think of it. But anywho, so I just like am very familiar with Cincinnati, Ohio, but I didn't know that when I got these posters, and I just thought that was such a small world. So really cool. His backstory is kind of like a little bit mysterious. Allegedly, his family was in the circus, and it kind of reminds me of The Greatest Showman. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but long story short, he was like completely tattooed and all this stuff, and so he would do shows as like a tattooed guy because that was just very rare back in that time. I mean, that was literally over a century ago. So very rare to see a fully tattooed person back in that day. So he would do like shows and stuff like that. So I just think he's a really cool guy. And I think having him in my studio and having his work up is just kind of like, and even having his studio, like a photo of his studio, it just kind of makes me feel like, I don't know, inspired to just tattoo and to keep going. And it just gives me a reason to like, you know, put myself out there. Cause I think, like I was saying earlier, I've really just like yapped a lot. This is definitely gonna be a yapping vlog, but when I was talking about like tattooing and stuff, I feel like I'm gonna be a little bit like picky, and I'm like dealing with like kind of the overwhelming stress of actually putting artwork permanently on a human's body, and just like the pressure that goes with that, you know, just like even the stuff that's out of my control. Like obviously I'm going to educate people on how to clean their tattoos and all of that stuff. It's really not that hard to not get an infection. That, I don't know if that's a weird opinion, but like in my opinion, I feel like for the most part, it's just like a scrape on the knee. Like you just gotta clean it, you just gotta keep up with it, put some ointment on it, let it heal, give it space, time to breathe, stuff like that. So it's really not, it's just like treating a scrape or a cut or things like that. So I don't know why I'm so stressed about it. And then it's also out of my control. Like however they choose to let their tattoos heal isn't in my control. All I can do is just educate and do the tattoo as clean as possible. But anywho, yeah, I said I wasn't gonna yap and I'm already yapping. So I'm going to stop now, but I wanted to check in and let you guys know what I'm doing today. I am also going to be filming, I don't know if I'm gonna film it today because it's very gloomy, so I feel like my daylight is gonna be cut a little bit short today, but I'm probably gonna be filming it either today, which is Wednesday the 19th, or on Friday. But I'm going to be doing a exclusive Patreon video. I'm gonna be going through all of my plants, doing all of my plant chores, plant care, and I'm really gonna be cleaning up my leaves because they're rough. And I did say that I wanted to talk about the Artist Way and what I've kind of gotten from it so far, since I am a third of the way through. And I decided to be a little secretive, and I'm going to be sharing my Artist Way journey on exclusive Patreon videos only. So if that kind of gives you a reason to maybe go check out my Patreon, do with that information as you wish. Yeah, that's gonna be where all of my Artist Way content and thoughts and all of that stuff is going to be. And yeah, so I'm gonna be filming that video also this week, and it'll probably be up by next week. But by the time you're seeing this, I don't really know what day it's gonna be or what month it's gonna be. So it may already be there by the time you're seeing this, who knows. Anywho, I'm debating on if I should eat lunch before I start or just take a break halfway through, because what I'm tattooing is actually pretty big. So it's gonna take me a minute. I'm thinking if I just do the outline now, then take a break before I shade, that might be the best option. It doesn't matter, I'm just thinking out loud. You guys can just see what you see. But anywho, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm very inspired. I watched season 16, I think. I was super behind. I totally forgot that I didn't finish it, but I finished season 16 of Ink Master last night, and I was rooting for Kat so much just because she was one of the young guns, and like, oh, I just wanted her to win so badly. But honestly, James Tex is an absolute beast in the tattoo world and definitely deserved the win. That back piece was beautiful. And I think it's really cool for the first time ever that there was a father and son, not only in the finale, but out of the three, those two were the ones that were like picked to be like the winners. So it was between James and Anthony, which James is the father, Anthony is the son. And James basically taught Anthony everything he knows, and it was just like really cool. James got really emotional, and like he definitely deserved the win, but like honestly, the fact that Kat hasn't been tattooing for hardly a couple of years. I can't remember exactly how many years she's been tattooing, but like just the fact that she made it there, she is like one of the most talented artists that I've seen. And anywho, so it was just really inspiring to watch that, and I was like, I'm definitely going to tattoo tomorrow. Like I just have to. Like I need to just sit down and do it. Stop stressing about things that are out of my control. Stop stressing about things that haven't even happened yet. Like I'm not tattooing a human yet. I'm just tattooing on fake skin. I need to just enjoy this time, not put too much pressure on myself. And once I get comfortable enough and start tattooing on human canvases, I think that it's gonna be a little bit more, it's gonna be right in the right timing. The reason it's scary now is because it's not the right timing. So I'm just gonna focus on having fun with my little fake skin where I'm not hurting anyone. It's all safe, it's all sound, and I'm just by myself. No reason to be nervous. I'm giving myself a pep talk right on camera. I ended up yapping. I'm sorry. Anywho, let's get to tattooing.
And also make this video. As the day has started, we randomly woke up to maybe 2 inches of accumulated snow. Didn't feel like tackling that this morning. Just didn't feel like it, okay? No, just a bra underneath a shirt. You know how you like to wake up like that now, so it's like looking weird. And I don't tell me a certain opinion about the hair. I have my own opinion, but I won't be too much.
So I just finished the outline. I took a little break, went out with a little fur baby, and I just whipped up a little tuna salad. So I'm going to eat some lunch and take a quick little break. But let me show you the progress so far of the outline. I'm trying to make the best I can with the lighting. It is extremely gloomy out, so I'm getting absolutely no natural lighting from my window. Not that that matters, but just thought it was an interesting fact. Like I said in the beginning, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I think sometimes it can be hard to put yourself out there, especially when you're opening up a little bit more on sensitive topics such as mental health and just opening up about creativity in general. I think sometimes it can just be hard to put yourself out there, you know? It can just be difficult to sometimes just be like, hey, I exist and I want to show you my life, you know? I guess I don't have much else to say. I have been putting off ceramics and I need to really prioritize that. I need to do that ASAP. I've been wanting to play with clay. I have a lot of ideas sitting in my head that I would love to share with you all and bring you all along to execute. So I'm gonna stop putting that off, and then I'm also gonna develop a better schedule to make sure that I tattoo more frequently, because the last time I tattooed, besides literally yesterday, was last month. And I think it was towards the beginning of last month too, like in January. So not on the best roll so far, but yesterday really boosted my confidence. I don't think I have tattooed anything that has made me feel like, oh wow, like I can really do this. Like I can take this seriously, because I think I just tattooed kind of like little silly things, just working on technique and stuff, and then putting all of that together and doing a large scale piece like I did yesterday was just like really encouraging. And I don't know, it really did boost my confidence. It made me feel like, okay, like I'm on the right track and I think I can do this. So I thought I was going to be tattooing someone by the end of the year, but I honestly might move that up to sooner because I'm feeling a lot more confident. I really want to lean into that and just see what happens with it. So I'm so honored and excited and just like privileged that I'm able to do this as a job and just navigate things creatively. I think that's just so cool. And the fact that you're here supporting it is even cooler. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. I know it was a long chatty one, but again, I hope you enjoy it. But if you did make it this far, comment a little fern emoji because you're the cat's pajamas. I'm gonna sign off now. I'm gonna edit this, get this up for patrons, have early access, and then I'm going to post this probably sometime this weekend, if not Monday, but that doesn't matter because you'll be seeing this when you see this. So I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next one.